Hello folks and welcome to the November car news. We're going to get straight on with the stories in a sec. Just to say that this week I'm going to the LA Auto Show. I'll also be going to the Peterson Museum in LA. We'll be going up to Las Vegas to the Shelby Heritage Center. We're actually getting to Vegas the day after the Formula One race has been going down the strip. So I'm going to be doing a bit of a travel vlog kind of thing to show you all that. All the main content for like the auto show, the Peterson Museum, etc. is going to be over on Men and Motors. As some of you know, I do car reviews for Men and Motors on occasion, but I'm going over there basically to cover the auto show for Men and Motors and do a few extra videos while I'm there for them. But there will be a bit of a travel vlog coming up on my channel, which will sort of take you through a bit of LA, a little bit of Las Vegas, the drive up there. We'll probably split that into a couple of videos, but just want to let you know so you can keep an eye out, and please follow me on Instagram and Twitter, etc. The links are always in all my videos. There's one that's got all my social media links in, so just click on that. It'll take you to a site that means you can follow me just about anywhere, because there will be lots of updates coming. I also just want to say a big thanks to all those people that bought me a coffee after the last one of these videos. I don't get very many of them these days, so it's much appreciated, and always a special thanks goes out to those coffee members. These are the people that buy me a coffee every month, month after month after month. It's massively appreciated, so thank you very much. Sky News for the first one. Car insurance premiums hit record levels due to rising costs. I've obviously covered this in a couple of recent videos on my channel about the premiums going up and why. The Association of British Insurers is coming out now and asking for the government to basically reduce insurance premium tax, certainly on those lines most badly affected by the price increases. I don't think that's going to happen for a second. I think when I started in the industry, insurance premium tax was about 3%. There are now two different rates for insurance premium tax, one at 12%, one at 20%. And yeah, it's just yet another little stealth tax to sort of free us of our readies, isn't it? So yeah, I'm all for that. I think it will happen. Do I heck? Over to Auto Express now. Forecourt fuel theft surges by 77%, latest figures suggest. The DVLA said there's been a massive spike in people filling up their cars and driving off, probably in light of the cost of living crisis. This sort of goes hand in hand with the recent huge increase in shoplifting that's been going on. The British Oil Security Syndicate, BOSS, yeah, that's a thing, say that on average each fuel filling station site had 31 such incidents in the third quarter of 2023, with an average cost of about 65 quid per incident. They say it's costing the industry about £88 million per year. Far better news from 𝘎𝙁𝙁𝙁𝙁𝙁 though, because it's costing Joe Public £23.6 million a month. 57,000 people paid the charge in September 2023, according to BBC's analysis of the latest data released by Transport for London. Despite 57,000 drivers paying the £12.50, there were also a number that didn't, with between 1.2 million and 2.4 million going out in fines. TfL says that the rate of compliance has been much worse with van drivers than car drivers. About 96% of cars going into the zone are compliant, whilst with vans, about 1 in every 7 are non-compliant. They go on to say that 37,000 claims have been made now under the TfL scrappage scheme, with £120 million of the allocated £160 million now having been spent. So time's running out, folks. Self-driving cars have been given a green light in the UK as users get immunity from prosecution. The government pushed ahead with a plan that it says is going to unlock a transport revolution. That's the Automated Vehicles Bill, which it says puts the safety and protection of the user at the heart of the future UK driving laws. It's been estimated by the Institute of Engineering and Technology that for every 10,000 mistakes made by a human driver, the automated driving system will make only one. And when you weigh that up against the fact that in 2021, 88% of collisions involved human error, then perhaps there's something for it. Personally, I don't know if this has come too soon. I don't know quite how much has gone into all this. And reviewing cars as I do, you get to see the differences between major manufacturers in simple little things as to how easy it is to turn the volume up on the car stereo. Now, if there are disparities that broad and that wide with this automated driving technology, that could be a problem. You know, some companies get the technology thing a lot better than others, and some companies get the whole user experience a lot better than others. So I'm sort of yet to be convinced by this. Obviously, Tesla has been doing it for quite a long time. They're doing it reasonably successfully. But when some of the old school companies start to get involved, I'm not so sure. What are your thoughts, folks? Do you think autonomous driving cars are the future? Or do you think this is like something from a Jim Cameron film in the 80s and this is the dawn of the rise of the machines? And one day they're all going to get very upset and kill us all. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. The government says that the technology could be worth 41.7 billion to the UK economy by 2035 and support 87,000 jobs. It's likely that the biggest impact will be felt in the logistics and passenger transport sectors. I'm personally not convinced that it's going to create 87,000 jobs, when common sense suggests that when you no longer need drivers, it's going to cost a hell of a lot of jobs, surely. The October new car sales figures are in, and the premium manufacturers are doing quite well. As you can see, a 9.3% increase in petrol cars, 17% decrease in diesel cars. This is against last year, of course. Mild hybrid electrics, 6.4% increase. Plug-in hybrids, 60% increase. Battery electrics, 20% increase. And hybrid electrics, 24% increase. The Ford Puma was the biggest selling car in October, and indeed now it's the biggest selling car in the UK this year to date. The Mini Hatch was actually second, which means the Qashqai slipped down the rankings a tiny bit. Very unusual. Fleet sales have gone up by 40%, and in general, new car registrations are up by 20%. It's been confirmed, finally. Toyota have confirmed that the new Prius is coming to the UK. This is great news, for me anyway, because I'm desperate to drive one of these. I think it's a lovely looking thing. I've never ever liked a Prius. Never. And I think this one looks great. It's very sort of modern Toyota interior, as you would expect, which means perhaps not the most exciting of interiors, but actually everything works really well. The infotainment system now is very good compared to what used to be a little bit of a disaster. So there's still a lot to like about it, despite the fact it's not mega exciting, but I think it's such a good looking car, and a real departure from previous Priuses, which have sometimes been a little bit odd, haven't they? I'm sure it will get great MPG figures and be popular with taxi drivers and Uber drivers and the like. And it always seemed bizarre that it wasn't coming to the UK, because it felt like a car that would do well here. So well done, Toyota. Can't wait to get my hands on one. And check this out. The Honda Prelude revived as an electrified coupe. Tokyo Motor Show plays host to Honda's Prelude concept. This looks awesome. I used to love the old Honda Prelude, the one from the 90s. One of my good mates had one, and I was lucky enough to drive it quite a few times, and it was amazing. It was one of the ones with four-wheel steer. Absolutely loved that car, and I love the look of this. This is only a concept, however, so we might not see a production version of the car, and we might not see it in the UK. And there are obviously no details at present. But Honda know how to put together a performance car. We know that from things like the Civic Type R. So this could be a bit of a beauty if and when it eventually arrives. So one of the things that people are struggling with this new age of hybrid and electric cars is, how are they going to tow their caravans? Well, a company called Pebble says they've got the solution. This is a caravan that's self-propelled. Firstly, you can do things like attach it to the trailer hitch on your car just using a mobile phone app, so you don't have to back up into it and destroy the back of your car. You literally bring the trailer up to your car and dump it on the tow hook using the app on your phone. But secondly, when you're going along, it's self-powered. So it actually propels itself, taking loads of the strain off the car that's pulling it. Obviously, that could be a petrol or a diesel car that's pulling it, but equally, it could be a hybrid or an electric car that's got a fairly low towing capacity itself and would potentially destroy the range of it if you were to tow with it. I'll actually be having a poke around in one of these at the LA Auto Show, I believe. So keep tuned to Men and Motors if you are a caravanner that might be in the market for something like this. However, it's not all good news. It's going to cost you about 100 grand for one. Something else we're going to see at the LA Auto Show is the Lucid Gravity. Now, if you don't know Lucid, they're a big luxury premium EV manufacturer, started by a couple of former executives at Tesla. The Lucid Air has been a massive hit stateside. and I believe it's now over in Europe. The Lucid Gravity is the new SUV, and they're saying it's going to have the longest range of any SUV on the market and sort of unrivaled levels of luxury. They're suggesting the range of this is going to be over 500 miles. I should be there for the launch, so as I said, keep tuned to Men and Motors, and there'll be more news just a few hours after I get it. Over to Autocar now, and the Rimac Nevera has hit a record-breaking 170 miles an hour in reverse. The world's fastest production EV clocks 170 miles an hour backwards at German test track after entering uncharted territory. That would be massively useful, wouldn't it? 170 miles an hour in reverse. Impressive nonetheless. The run took place at the Automotive Test in Pebble Centre in Germany, which has two 4-kilometre straights and is often used for high-speed development by German manufacturers such as Mercedes and VW. Rimac say that it broke more than 20 acceleration and braking records in a single day. The oval-shaped track is where the EV posted its 256 mile an hour run. Just get your head around that. 256 miles an hour. It's bonkers. The 1,877 brake horsepower Nevera was launched in 2021 as the fastest production electric car in the world, capable of 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds and 0 to 200 in 11 seconds. That makes it quicker in a straight line, going forwards or in reverse, than even the 1,985 horsepower Aspar Owl. By the way, it'll cost you just over $2 million for one of those. What a crazy world we're living in, folks. Tesla hits 1 million European sales ahead of new Model 3 launch. Heavily updated Model 3 arrives in the UK in January, priced from £39,990. One of the things I like, I've obviously got a base spec Tesla myself, and I think Tesla's one of the only brands where you can happily buy the base spec, because nothing really in the car changes apart from how quickly it goes and how far it goes on for. And obviously you've got rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive drivetrain options. But everything else in the car is the same. You know, you get in and you've got the same interior, you've got the same infotainment system, etc., broadly speaking. And so you can happily get yourself a base spec car, which is good. Not many manufacturers do that. More Tesla news, and the Tesla Model 2 is tipped to be built in Germany. They're still saying £22,000 for this car, which I just cannot believe it's going to happen. And, you know, if it does, I'll eat my proverbial hat. Tesla will be reportedly building its long-awaited €25,000 electric car at its European factory in Berlin. According to Automotive News Europe, Elon Musk confirmed the move during a visit to the German plant last week, but stopped short of confirming when the affordable new model will arrive. They say they're going to get to that price point by implementing new sort of cost-reducing construction methods and manufacturing techniques. And if they do, you know, this is going to be a game changer. It's going to be a genuine competitor to all these new Chinese companies that are flooding the market, and certainly going to put up its fists against the old guard once again. JLR CEO apologised for parts delays as 5,000 cars await repair. Basically, they condensed their 18 parts warehouses into one mega hub. And it hasn't really worked, has it? Actually, they called it the super centre. It seems dealers have even been advised to use second-hand parts to try and get around this, as so many cars have been off the road. It seems like an absolute PR disaster for JLR, and that's a company that's had one or two of those along the way. Certainly every time a reliability survey comes out, it isn't great for them. And to me, for a company that must make a hell of a lot of its revenue from repairing its own products, it just smacks of poor leadership. What do you think? The Leapmotor T03 could become the UK's cheapest electric car. Stellantis has done a deal with Leapmotor, and it's got the rights to sell these in the UK. It's a 174 mile range, this little super mini, and they're saying it could be around about 20 grand. For me, when you consider that Tesla might be putting out a new model at about 22 to 25 grand, I'd be buying the Tesla before I bought that, I have to say. And some of the other Chinese rivals certainly look a bit more interesting and a bit nicer. So I don't think it's quite cheap enough. When I first read this story, before I got to the price, I was expecting it to be like 14 grand or something. So I think there's work to be done there if they want to seriously shift a few of those in the UK. But Maybe I'm wrong. Folks, thanks for watching this one. Really appreciate your time and your support. If you do want to hop over to my website, there's lots of interesting content on there. You've got loads of different guides, buying and selling and leasing cars, test drive checklists, etc. You can also go over to the partners page. All kinds of different ways you can support the channel here. You can buy me a coffee and even click on an ad for these trainers that's popped up. All that helps support the channel, but doing this, giving the videos a thumbs up, subscribing, leaving a comment helps the channel as much as anything. Don't forget to go and follow me on the social medias. You've got links to those up there at the top of the website page. And wish me luck in LA. Go and follow me on the socials to keep up with all that, and I'll catch you when I get back. Thanks for watching.